Good evening and welcome to the May 13th session of the College Park Business and Industrial Development Authority. Our meeting tonight, I am Jamel McKenzie, the chair, and we have a quorum for our BIDA. And at this time, we'll turn this into the hands of our mayor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mayor Bianca Motley-Broom. This is a joint meeting, so we have a quorum with council members Allen, Clay, and Taylor present, and I will call the council portion of it to order at 6:31.
And the time is 6:31. Thank you. So at this time, we will continue with our call to order by, I want to ask our BIDA members first to introduce yourselves, and also then once we finish with our BIDA members and our council members, then any guests that we have or our city staff and guests. So again, I am Jamel McKenzie, Chair of BIDA.
I am Demetrius Taylor, Vice Chair, BIDA.
I am Eleanor Cornelius, Board Member.
Anita Brown-Cadis, Board Member.
Bianca Motley-Broom, Mayor.
Eric Taylor, Mayor Pro Tem.
Ambrose Clay, Councilman, Ward 1.
You're muted, Councilman.
Ken Allen, Councilman, Ward 3.
Good evening. I am Mercedes Miller, Interim City Manager for the great city of College Park.
Artie Jones, Executive Director of Clearly College Park.
Tasha Hall Garris, Assistant Secretary Treasurer for Clearly College Park.
Dan Lee, Attorney for Clearly College Park.
I'm Renee Coakley, the Main Street Manager for the City of College Park.
And I'm Denise Cole, Interim Executive Director for the GICC Gateway Center Arena and Golf Course.
Shavela Moore, City Clerk, City of College Park.
Winston Denmark, City Attorney, City of College Park.
I believe that concludes our staff. So guests, if you would introduce yourselves.
Nicole
Hello.
Menzies with KW Commercial, Atlanta Classic.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Phyllis Minter, KW Commercial, Atlanta Classic.
Welcome to you.
Toya Davis Stevenson, Team Lead and CEO of KW Realty Atlanta Classic.
Okay, welcome, 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 welcome. Our next agenda item is the review and approval of the minutes. And after review of the minutes, if there are any corrections or if everything is in place for, this is the minutes from our April 8th, 2021 meeting.
Madam Chair, I didn't notice any corrections that were needed.
Okay.
I may have overlooked. Did anybody else see anything?
I didn't notice anything.
I didn't see anything else myself. So at this time, if someone would like to motion that we adopt the minutes as they are from our April 8th meeting. Okay, second.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All righty, the ayes have it. Okay, next on our agenda, we are going to have additions, deletions, amendments, or changes to the agenda. I do have two changes to the agenda. Under new business, where we have items A and B, special event application, Gospel Tent Crusade, and B, which is the special event permit cruise for a cause. We want to move that to the executive session. And so special event application for the Gospel Tent Crusade will be item E in executive session. And the special event permission cruise for a cause will be moved to item F under executive session. Are there any other additions, deletions, changes to the agenda at this time?
Karen McKenzie. This is Artie Jones. One item, the Cruise for a Cause event, they called and they said to pull their item from the agenda, so they should not be considered tonight. That's Cruise for a Cause.
Okay, so we will strip that from the agenda altogether. So therefore we do not have an item F under executive session. Are there any additional changes.
Madam Chair,
amend-
point of clarification on that amendment. What executive item criteria does that fall under?
Amendments, or you mean, you're saying the one, which? can you
Moving item
explain?
A.
Litigation.
Madam Chair, if I could answer for you, the
Yes, sir.
potential litigation in the disposition of real estate as far as leasing the property.
All right, thank you. Just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Okay, so with that being said, we're going to move on to new business. Our first agenda item is Keller Williams Atlanta Classic Realty relocation update.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd make a motion to adopt those.
Oh,
the
okay,
amended
well, thank you
agenda.
very much. Okay, thank you. So would someone like to second the mayor's motion?
Second.
Okay, those in favor?
Aye.
All righty, and the ayes have it. So at this time, we'll move on to our update from Keller Williams.
Well, good evening. As I said before, my name is Phyllis Minter. I've met most of you. Thank you for allowing us to participate today. And I would like to, we have three of us here on the call, Nicole Menzie and our team leader, Toya Stevenson. And we would just like to take a minute to let our team leader just kind of say a few words, and then Nicole, and we will get out of you guys' way. We appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you, Phyllis, for the warm introduction. And I want to say thank you, Madam Mayor, City Council, and BIDA members. We appreciate the opportunity to come and speak before you today. Quick update, we are moving full speed ahead in planning and development for the building. We are eager and excited to bring that portion and come back to College Park. We do have 174 agents right now. By the time we move, we'll probably be at 200. So a lot of great real estate professionals coming in to partner with you all. I did want to make sure that we addressed and acknowledged that we understand that there has been some issues with other KW offices with the I guess the advertisement of Airbnbs. We have, of course, taken action to communicate to those other offices. Although we are all independently owned and operated, and we really don't have jurisdiction over them, we have strong partnerships and alliances with those fellow KW market centers to make sure that they are aware of the restrictions of advertising for that. So I wanted to give you that update. Tom Fulkerson is our managing broker. He was supposed to be on today, but you have to excuse us. We have been volunteering since this morning for our Red Day activity. So we are underdressed, but we do want to thank you. And if there are any issues that you all have, please feel free to reach out through Phyllis and Nicole, and they will make sure to contact myself and Tom. And we wanted to actually answer any questions that you all may have about us relocating or anything about the move coming towards College Park. None?
Just to acknowledge Tom is now in the room.
Would you say, Tasha?
To acknowledge Tom is now in the room. So I know you
Tom is now in the room.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm sorry I'm late. I was dealing with a broker issue.
Tom is actually our managing broker for our office, and as many of you all know, lives in College Park. So he has already been a partner there, and we are excited to just make sure that everything is copacetic in terms of taking care of our residents and making sure that we're being very respectful of the restrictions that you all have. Tom, did you want to add anything?
I just would add that if you find that there's an issue that is outside of our brokerage, please contact me and I'll be happy to get it squared away.
May I
And
ask?
I'd like to thank you guys for being so responsive on this.
Indeed. But may I ask, just for clarity for our citizens of College Park, just give them an overview of what KW is going to be doing here in the city and why it was important for you to choose College Park as a home and how our citizens can benefit from you.
Oh, I would love to. Well, actually, believe it or not, we started in College Park about 16 years ago on a small building and quickly outgrew that. So it is fun that we're coming back home, as we would say. We do focus on residential, commercial, and luxury. And really, when we looked at all of the other municipalities, College Park, just the vision, Artie has done an amazing job. Probably about 3 or 4 years ago, we had him in our office, and the vision that you all have for your city, we knew that this is where we wanted to be. So much research, but we found that with the growth, the development, and just all of the exciting things that you all have on the horizon, we felt like we would be a good partner. And not only just in business, but in giving back to our citizens. So in educating them on home ownership, as well as we said, Red Day, where we volunteer and put in a lot of hours and hard work. So we adopt a charity every year and a service project in order for us to partner with our neighbors in our backyard. Any other questions?
Much.
You're welcome.
Nicole, you want to chime in for a minute there?
I think that Toya really expressed our sentiments. We are rooted in the community. We have a great relationship with our community and with the city of College Park that we value. So we just wanted to reassure everyone that as far as the Airbnb violations, it's not coming out of our office. In addition to being on the ALC, I'm also the chairperson for our commercial committee. So it was just important for all of us to make sure that the city understands that we're not like blatantly disregarding the rules.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions from us before we get out the way? Again, we're excited. We appreciate the partnership with the city of College Park. And we look to continue to partnership with you all. And I think most of you know how to reach us. And we just want to say thank you again and be blessed and stay safe. And we're going to get out of your meeting.
Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, Nicole, Toya, Tom. We truly appreciate you, the work that you're doing, and we've still got a lot more work to do.
Thank you for your
Thank you,
time.
Ms. McKenzie.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. We appreciate it.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All
Okay,
right.
good
Good
night.
evening to you
Bye-bye.
all. Be blessed.
Bye-bye.
Same to you.
Bye.
Same to you. All righty. Our next agenda item is actually item D on your agenda, is the Fulton County School System amended IGA for TAD number 1. And is that Artie, you're going to be sharing that information with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm quite sure that everyone has a copy of the agenda item. For some time now, one moment. The city of College Park, about a month and a half ago, was approved by the Fulton County School System to start, our first project was approved. And since our first project was approved, that will enable the city of College Park to start to draw down Fulton County School System taxes to invest into our tax allocation district in the form of infrastructure projects. It was found out that the funds that we were receiving from Fulton County, from the Fulton County government, also included the Fulton County School System's portion of the tax increment. Because of that, because we were receiving the funds prior to us actually having our approved project, the city of College Park has to pay those taxes back to the Fulton County School System. What the Fulton County School System is allowing us to do is from future collections of tax increment from the school system, that 50% of the tax increment would go back in the form of a pilot, a pay in lieu of taxes back to the school system, and we would still receive the other 50% to be able to invest into our tax allocation district to fund projects. What you see before you is an intergovernmental agreement, which pretty much spells out that the city of College Park, how we will pay those taxes back. The summary that I've just provided you is within the tax, is within this, the summary that I've just provided to you is within this intergovernmental agreement. I'm here to address any questions that you might have.
Yeah, Artie, you
Yes,
and
sir.
I have been back and forth via emails on this subject prior to the meeting. And the only thing I was trying to say in the emails was that the item for approval on the agenda does not specify the amount, nor does it specify how the amount will be computed. And that just left me uncomfortable. Not that I'm worried about it being wrong, I'm just worried about it being legal. And even if it said something like the amount to be arrived in joint agreement between the parties or anything like that. And I didn't see that in there. And that's the thing that bothered me about it.
Artie, I can address that if you want me to.
Sure, please.
We've asked for it. We agree with you. There's been a difficulty in getting the exact amount from the tax commissioner, and hopefully we can have that and can attach it to the resolution. We want to go ahead and stop the process first, but you're exactly right. The amount needs to be part of it.
And even if the amount were part of it, even if what we approve, whatever resolution we approved tonight said amount to be determined by the tax collector.
So we hope we'd have the amount before the meeting tonight, but we haven't gotten it.
Well, I'm just saying, so I just feel uncomfortable of approving it. And not that I'm not worried about anything. I'm just worried about approving an agreement that are we going to say when the amount is determined that
if we could make that part of the motion, Councilman Clay, I think it would cover everyone by saying that motions approved contingent upon the number being determined.
Yeah, anything like that.
One additional thing for everyone. We are going to receive another installment of tax allocation district funds during this calendar year before December 1. We're going to receive 100% of the funds, and it's going to include the school's portion also. Now, we're not supposed to start paying that back. We're supposed to start to pay back after January 2022 to pay back funds. So we won't know the actual amount until the end of this year. So that's kind of the caveat. That's where we are right now, that gray area. We don't know how much more we're going to receive until we receive it. But then when we receive it, then we will be able to kind of package that. So if the language that we had during the motion would be able to kind of encapsulate that, that would allow us to be able to, I think that's something that the school system could live with, and we could kind of work out the differences in the motion or the intergovernmental agreement.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there an amount that you're confident it won't exceed?
I know there's one that we could come up with Althea's assistance. Althea working with the Fulton County finance officer, Fulton County School Systems finance officer. I don't know that amount because Althea
it was not known before, Mayor. It'd be hard to say.
Yeah, it might be a big boom in that we're going to have a lot more development. So it was something that wasn't really considered prior.
And there are two numbers. One is what's been paid to College Park that shouldn't have been, and then the volume that we would receive, but yet we're going to use to pay back is the most unknown part of it.
I kind of have heartburn not approving monies, to be paid and not knowing how much it is. That kind of bothers me a little bit. If we could, if we could say pending, but not to exceed a certain amount, I would feel a little bit better. I hate to just leave it open-ended.
Well, why don't we just say this? We break it into two parts. we know the amount roughly for the part that is due from past years. We don't know 2021 yet, right?
Right.
So that we could use what the mayor suggested, not to exceed, because Althea has figures on that, and we could hike that above, sufficiently above that we know that it's not going to be exceeded that amount. The second part, which is from this year, we simply say not to exceed 50% of the tax collection that were obtained from this year. That's a formula that will limit it right there, won't it?
What I can tell you for a fact is that to date, we owe the school system right now at this time $488,432. That's a fact. That's how much we actually owe. The portion of the increment that we get this year, if it happens to be 150,000, 200,000, that would be added to the 488,432. And then in next year, whenever we get the increment at the end of the year of 22, then we would have to pay half of the increment that we would get from the school to pay towards that, figure.
Right.
So the first motion can actually be the 488,432. And the second one, maybe Dan can help you to kind of wordsmith that too, so that the intergovernmental agreement will.
Well, that's easy, Artie, because if you can say the exact amount of the total, and then you can say, and for this year, it will be 1/2 of whatever is collected, right? Because that's the way it's split, isn't it? Isn't it split 50-50?
Well, what we received this year from the school system, we're going to have to give 100% of that back to them also, but we only pay it back.
Okay, all right, forget the half.
Yes.
Then we simply say plus whatever we receive from the school district this year, period, 100%. It's easy.
Yeah, that would be, that would be good. Yeah, I think that would.
And then the half part is half of the amount each year gets paid back until the total gets packed. And the total consists of two parts, what we already know and what we collect for this year. And that's it. We just put that in the motion.
Y'all comfortable with those percentages and not the dollar number?
Sure.
Okay.
Instead of saying this year.
I'm not voting on it. I'm not in BIDA this year, but.
Instead of saying this year, I'd prefer you to use like 2021.
Well, sure.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And as for clarification also, this particular item, this is for the city council. This is not something that BIDA votes on. This is for the city council.
Oh, okay. Then
because the intergovernmental agreements between
the city of College Park
system and the city of College Park.
Okay. Okay, good. That simplifies things.
Let me ask you a question then, Artie.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any opportunity to get additional clarity by Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Monday.
Should.
I mean, we can.
Or is time of such essence that, I mean, we've got a meeting coming up on Monday. So if we can get additional clarification on those numbers, does 3 working days make a difference?
Well, the numbers that are in here were given to me by the finance department.
Okay.
By Althea. I think that she'll probably say the same thing, given that, she gave the information to me when we actually prepared this a couple of months ago. I don't think a couple of days is going to change anything, but if you wanted me to go back and check, I can check if you like.
Yeah, but in any event, Mayor, we won't know the amount for 2021.
Right, exactly, right.
So there's always going to be some ambiguity in there that can't be covered by a specific dollar amount. We just say, whatever the amount the tax collector gives us for 2021, we're going to give back over this payment period.
All right. So is there a motion to that effect?
You want the motion right now?
Yes. Well.
Okay, I'll take a shot at it.
All right.
Okay. I move that we approve the intergovernmental agreement that will return to Fulton County School System the money that has been allocated through the tax collector for the period prior to the approval of project number 1. And that money will consist of what has been received to date, plus what will be received for tax year 2021. And that money will be paid off according to the intergovernment agreement, 50% of the return that would come from the intergovernmental agreement in each year. Good?
That's pretty clear. Is there a second?
Great. Nice.
Councilman Allen, did you second?
I'll second that.
Oh,
yes.
okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if there was an audio issue because I didn't hear you, but I thought I saw your lips moving. All right. So that we've got a motion and a second. All council members in favor.
Aye.
Councilman Taylor, I'm sorry. Did you say aye? All right. Thank you. All right. Well, that is unanimous. Thank you.
Okay, so this agenda item was basically for information on the BIDA end, so we would be aware, however, the decision is city council. So at this time, we'll go on to item number 5 on our agenda, the GICC update. Denise?
Hello. We had Bride Lake Productions in this week. They utilized 2 of our exhibit halls for their base camp, and they'll be back again next week. And we're excited. Tomorrow night, the Atlanta Dream will be playing with spectators. They will have season ticket holders only, but we're excited. And also just the good news, we're seeing a little trend as far as next year, calendar year, like the 3rd and 4th quarter, we're seeing more inquiries right now. So hopefully things are going to get back to somewhat normal, but yeah, we're just seeing more inquiries for the 3rd and 4th quarter of 2022. Are there any questions?
3rd and 4th quarter of 2020.
Calendar year 2022. It's calendar year 2022.
Denise, I was so happy to see the Gateway Center on Channel 2 the other morning. Thrill.
We're excited.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Ms. Denise, now that we have the Dream playing again, do we have any word on our College Park Skyhawks? Have you guys had negotiations yet as to when they want to play again, or do we have any updates as of yet?
Yes, we do have an update. They are going to return in the fall. They do have their dates for their schedule, so they're just waiting the league to approve their schedule, but we do have dates penciled in for them for their upcoming season. So yep, there'll be more basketball in the fall.
Fabulous.
All right, College Park.
We're excited.
I've got a quick question. I've got season tickets and I'll be there tomorrow night screaming and hollering, but are they going to have food and items for sale, or what is all going to be involved?
Yep, they will definitely have concessions open and there'll be merchandise sales available as well. And I will see you there.
Okay, good. Happy.
Very good. This is all really good news. Anyone else have any questions for Denise? Denise, we appreciate you and the work that you're doing there at the GICC and the arena. Really big shoes to fill, but you're doing a great job. And, even today, those of you that watch the news, we are seeing some of the mask regulations being lifted. So it looks like we're slowly but surely we're getting back, back on track and to what we consider normalcy. So our next agenda item will be our economic development reports for this month, or actually for the prior month. Renee, are you going to start, or who? Is that Renee or Tasha?
I'm first up. Who's Sharon?
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay. Okay, can everyone see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
You can advance to the next one, and I'm going to be giving the Maine and Virginia Business District report. For the month of April, we had no new businesses, but we have several things in the works, as you can see listed. We have a new tapas, it's upscale tapas restaurant coming the College Street, right across from the power department's side entrance on College Street. They're having they're going before mayor and council on Monday evening, requesting some things for their grand opening on Saturday, June 19th. So that is in the works. And then the former Urban Foodie Feed Store has been sold. And that will be a dental office that will be going inside of that facility. And then the corner of the Yo-Yo Farrell building that's currently vacant, there's some works going on there. The former owner of the Real Milk and Honey on Main Street has leased that space, and he will be opening, it's going to be called the Milk and Cheese. He'll be selling cheesesteaks, different varieties of cheesesteaks, and he's partnered with a health food business, Atlanta Greens, that will be selling salads and things like that. So you can get your good and bad in the same location. That will be coming in the next 30 to 60 days. And then also formerly Cofinio on Main Street down by the brake pad, the Breakfast Boys will be going in there, and they will be opening on this Saturday. And next slide.
This Saturday for business?
Yes, sir. This Saturday for business. And we should be having a grand opening really soon. I'll be sending out information on that.
Do you know what time they're going to open on Saturdays or during the day?
I'm not sure of the time of day. I can find that out and email it to you.
Okay.
I'll send it out to
I'm
everybody.
just curious what time, if it's going to be like 7 or 8.
That
Okay.
will be selling salads and things like that. So you can get your good and bad in the same location. I hear myself talking.
I hope that's not me.
Okay, and so for last month, we did a cleanup, downtown cleanup for Earth Day. The students for Teens Over Trash at Woodward Academy, they contacted me and wanted to host a cleanup. And so we partnered it with CPMSA. And as you can see, we had a nice turnout. The mayor was out, thank you again. And several different organizations. We had a sorority, a local sorority from, I think that from Councilman Gay's ward. They were affiliates with him, and they said they came out to support, as well as just people from all over came out to support. Even the owners of the new ATL restaurant that's not even open yet, they were out there supporting as well. So I thought that was great. It was a great day, and we got a lot done. And some of you were able to attend the ribbon cutting. Oh, well, no, this is not the ribbon cutting yet. Before they had the ribbon cutting, the Wellness Spot did a recognized essential workers within the city of College Park. They had an event, and they let people come in and do tours. They did no-cost massages. They also had the chef from the Breakfast Boys was there cooking some beignets. So they were really good. Looking forward to them opening up. But it was just a great day. The employees that attended were very appreciative. And I thought that was very special of them doing something for the employees. And then shortly after that, we did have a ribbon cutting for the Wellness Spot. If you have not been there to view this facility, you are missing out. It is an amazing facility, and it's such a pleasure to have them on Main Street. And we just got through Rekindle number 2, 2021. It was a great event. Not as much of a turnout on Friday night for the kickoff concert as we thought, because during COVID, we had a pretty nice crowd. But we had some come out on Friday night, but then the Saturday night crowd even grew. And we added the children's corner this time, which was a great success. We had quite a few kids come out and paint and color and have fun. And the artists were just totally amazing. We did a virtual art gallery, and I believe we sold several pieces through there. So it was a great turnout. Looking forward to hosting that again next year. And just an update, I know last month I talked about Mr. Cho and his going into retirement, but I had a conversation with Mr. Mincy, who has taken over that business, and he just wanted me to acknowledge to the city and city staff that since we did that video, his services has doubled from customers. And so he was very appreciative of the time we took to come in, of course, to acknowledge Mr. Cho during his retirement, but also just take the time and talk to him as well. So just wanted to let everybody on the line know that people do see and do appreciate the businesses, and I just wanted to give a shout out there. And college parklets are coming. We have paid the deposit. We are in fabrication stage right now, and that takes about 3 weeks. They should be shipped, and hopefully within 4 weeks, we'll have everything on hand ready to do an installation. So within 1 month, we should have some parklets on Main Street. All of the restaurants are extremely excited. Some of the board members and myself will be hosting a meeting on this Tuesday with all the restaurant owners that will be affected to talk about the different parameters of usage and what the city is going to expect. So we're just looking forward to enjoying some outdoor seating right on Main Street. And then lastly, the next Main Street board meeting will actually be this Wednesday, May 19th. It was moved 1 week forward because there was a state historic preservation training that some of the Main Street board members and myself attended on this past Wednesday. So we opted to have our monthly meeting on next Wednesday. So that'll be the 19th at 3 o'clock. And just a little update on Chick-fil-A. They did have a little bump in the road, but they are back on track. They started back up again with sales on this past Monday. And just to show you, the March sales was a little over $2,000. April sales, I just got a report on that earlier today, but I don't remember the number off the top of my head. But of course, it wasn't that large of an amount because they were closed for a little bit due to permitting issues, but they got all that settled with the health department. And so we're back on track. And then those documents were submitted. And of course, they resumed on this past Monday. And that should be the end of my report. Unless there are any questions.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you.
All right, Tasha.
Hello, hello, and I'll be announcing about the South Side. So this month, April, we had 45 new businesses within the South Side corridor. So Artie, this is just half. You can go ahead and slide to the next one. Thank you. All right. And drum roll, please. The next slide. The demolition of 5025 Old National Highway.
Oh, wow.
If you have seen it with your own eyes, I wanted to bring it before you because it is down. It is all the way down. Currently, Contour is just cleaning up the debris. And they have worked or spoken with Public Works, to my knowledge, as far as getting some assistance with recycling some of that steel that was in the building, but it is all the way down. It has been requested, though, that that gate remain up because we do not want to have any nuisance issues with such a large amount of property right there in the corridor. Another good news that we have is that College Park was announced as a third-time winner. Actually, the City of College Park has won 3 times. College Park BIDA has won twice for the East Downsfield grant. And to go over what we received, so we received $800,000 for the multi-purpose grant, which includes the assessment, potential cleanup, as well as any public input needed for city sites. It can be citywide. One of the projects that we did lead with was finding the Clint, and there were only 11 of these awards given nationwide, so it was very special. As well as we did receive $300,000 for citywide assessments, as we did receive the $395,000 for the cleanup of the Main Street assemblage, which was the property at Mercer and Main, which is a mixed-use development. So total that is $1.5 million that College Park received. So we are very excited.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Sandy.
As well as this month, I did speak and provide update for the Old National Merchants Association to advise them of all that we have going on in the corridor and how they can get active. With COVID, they are still kind of re-strategizing their meetings, so I will have an update once they're consistently back. But the CID meetings are also available.
Great
All right.
news.
Yes. And as far as for the economic development for the program itself, we have been working with the city planners, Michelle and Nicolette, towards the comprehensive plan. So we did have an art stakeholder meeting. We also had an Old National stakeholders meeting, which was both very well attended and great input that was given. I participated within the public meeting for the comprehensive plan, which went very well. I hosted a discussion of new business trends and new business and development trends, and the community was very insightful. We still have been working with City of Atlanta, Hartsfield-Jackson for the ATL Business Park art structure. We hope to have the work beginning next month. We have not released the image publicly just yet. So once that's done, then I will provide that to you, but that work is still underway. The next slide is just an update about upcoming events that we have. So currently we, with a golf course, as far as cleanup grant, the initial one given in 2019, we do need to go and do some more community input before we begin the cleanup process. So a meeting is scheduled for Zoom. The flyer is going out via the social media channels and the website. It will be May 19th at 6 p.m. Please share it with your friends. I do plan on sending it to our Madam Chair so that she can share it with her homeowners association, as well as putting flyers down at the golf course. And then also we are working with Contour Mortgage and Keller Williams to do some home buyers classes for employees. We do have a panel discussion scheduled for May 22nd at 11 a.m. It is open to the public, so if anyone would like to join, I can provide that information, but it is just so we can start continuing to support homeownership amongst city employees and really citywide. Are there any questions regarding the items that I presented?
Okay, if there are no questions, Tasha, thank you.
Tasha, thank you so much. But I do have a question.
Go ahead, Demetrius. Okay.
Hopefully you and or Renee can answer, because I'm noticing the beautification down on Old National. A lot of our businesses have cleaned up with the red awnings and things of that nature. Has that become a personal choice with the businesses, or was that calculated? Because I see that same red as with Johnny's Chicken and Waffles and things. Is that some of our beautification that's going on with our businesses to encourage them to beautify in the neighborhood?
Well, that actually, for the Old National, the owner, he selected the red, so that wasn't a part of kind of our direction.
Okay.
But that portion, and I would say the same with Johnny's Chicken and Waffles, that the owners selected the colors and selected it. But it's very, it's nice when everything matches.
Nice. Yes. Okay. That's my only question. Thank you.
Again, I want to say thank you. Thank you, Tasha, and I'd be remiss to not re-emphasize this EPA Brownfield grant. That is fabulous news. A lot of hard work went into that. And I want to thank you and the whole economic development team for that. It's just great news. So Artie, Director's Report.
Thank you. I guess I'm going to provide you with an update on what's been going on citywide. You guys are aware that we closed on the acquisition of the Moody's property at Conley Street. As a part of that closing, they have 9 months to be able to utilize the property. And then from that point, we'll begin to charge them a monthly lease amount, but they have up till 18 months to actually be off, have their new facility, to build their new facility and to move to their new location. We also closed on the disposition of the power storage property. That's where Moody's will be relocating. Right now, hotel occupancy is at 52.3%, and that was as of March 2021. Pre-COVID hotel occupancy rates was between 89 and 91% on a monthly basis. What we're seeing at the beginning of COVID, we saw that the hotel motel rates was probably from like between 10 and 15%, if that high. What we're finding is that hotel motel rates are rising anywhere from 7 to 9% each month. If it continues at that rate, we should be back at pre-COVID occupancy levels by either December or January 2022. I'm thinking it's probably going to be sometime around springtime to really get up to that 88, 89% percentile. But the reason I'm bringing that to your attention is that things are coming back pretty strong. As far as flights at Hartsfield Jackson, they got down as low as 50 flights per day at Hartsfield Jackson. Now during pre-COVID flights was right at about 2,700 flights per day. Right now we're at about 2,000 flights per day. So they are, flights, airlines are getting back to, where we were before. It'll be sometime before we are at pre-COVID rates, but everything seems to be moving in the right direction economically. Camp Creek tributary bridge design and the Road Street design is underway. We're 85% complete with the tributary bridge design. And at the same time, we're about 75% complete with the Road Street road design. Our goal is to have all of those roads actually designed, completed by July 1, and hopefully to start construction sometime during the, fall, early fall, late fall, sometime around that time frame. The demolition of the former Sheraton Hotel, that's over near the old convention center area. That's scheduled to be demolished sometime between July and August of this year. And the comprehensive plan, right now we're working with the comprehensive plan. We're identifying the appropriate uses of properties citywide. If you guys are not already attending these comprehensive planning meetings, you may want to do so. This is pretty much our roadmap for the next 20 years as far as development, land uses, projects, and programs. I did a brief exercise today. We had our development meeting. Our development meeting is when all the department heads get together and we talk about development and we talk about what's going on citywide so we can kind of work with each other and end up on the same page. Well, in Princeton Villages, we are building brand new townhomes over there, single family townhomes over there. But we've built 55 townhomes over there. And this is over the last year and a half, 2 years. They're selling for anywhere from $275,000 when they started building them, and now they're selling them at $305,000. So they're doing very well. Hawthorne Station, that's the area that Folia Development off of Herschel Road. They're going to be building townhomes and single family homes, 300 total. The average price for the townhomes is going to be around $275,000. The homes are probably going to be around $325,000. So the average is about $300,000 per unit there. Summersby is the development off of West Fayetteville Road. That's the mixed-use development of the property that's newly annexed into the city of College Park about a year ago. They're building 420 multifamily units, and they're also looking at building somewhere between 5 and 10 owner-occupied townhomes. The multifamily development is going to be an affordable development, and I believe the townhomes are going to be market rate. Temple Square, that particular project included 3 buildings, of which 2 of the buildings have already been built. Right now, they're not selling at this time. I was told that they were going to start to rent these units, but I've been told that for the last 3 months, and I don't think it's happened yet. Hanover Street, off of Hanover Street. There's 27 townhomes that have been built. This is over off of right across the street from the old Yorktown condominium site. 27 townhomes have been built, and there's 5 under construction. And all of the units have been sold except for the 5 that are under construction, and they're selling for anywhere from $230,000 to $250,000. The Diamond at College Park, we're working with the architects right now. This is where they're going to be building the 61 unit multifamily units, and they're going to be mixed income. And they're also doing 4 owner occupied townhomes that are going to be workforce, they're going to be marketed at workforce rates. And then Mill Creek, the latest company that we have contracted with. During the last BIDA meeting, you guys approved the contract. They went before their board on the 10th of May, and it was approved. And we should have the signed contract by this Monday for that development. But that's going to be 300 market rate units. And then you guys are remember that Southeast Capital is actually doing 460 units, which includes 260 multifamily units, 120 townhomes, and 80 single family homes. And 6 Point Homes is doing 24 single family units, from 600,000 for the townhomes to 850,000 for the single family homes. That's a total of 1,671 units right now of planned housing that's going to be coming up. And if you look at having, 2 people living in each home, that's almost 3,200 new residents in the city of College Park. So that is a tremendous impact to the city over, the next, I would say, 3 years or so. So and the thing about it is that all of these homes will help us to attract the retail that we want, to get a good grocery store, to get good retail stores also. And the thing is that I feel that this trend is going to continue on because property is so expensive all over the place, but it's less expensive on the south side. So I can see that we will going to get more developers that are going to want to come down to this area to build new quality homes. One thing we need to keep our focus on, though, is we need to continue to look for affordable homes also, because as you can see, 85% of what's being built right now is not really affordable. And it's even beyond almost market rate. It's almost like you're in a competition. If a home's selling for $100,000, you have to bid about 110, 115,000 to be able to get into that home. And the reason for that is because wood is 125% higher now. Steel is 40% higher. Labor is 15 to 20% higher. PVC, they said PVC is at 200% higher. So everything is very expensive right now. So even if you were building an affordable home, you can't get discounted labor costs. You can't get discounted, material costs. Where can you cut the money? The only way that you can cut it is being able to build it on property that's virtually free, to be able to get somebody into a home. So our department is going to continue to brainstorm to find out how we can be able to get more affordable housing in the city of College Park. And that concludes my report. Are there any questions?
Yeah, Artie, refresh my memory. Where is Mill Creek?
Mill Creek is at Herschel. It's between Herschel Road and Camp Creek and
oh, the apartment complex.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you, Artie. If there aren't any more questions for Artie, thanks for, it was really nice having you present that breakdown with the housing. Really appreciate that. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion for us to come out of our general meeting and to go into executive session to discuss real estate and possible litigation.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
All right, seconded by Eleanor. Those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? I don't think so. All righty, so at this time, we are going to move
Madam
on.
Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
if I may.
Oh,
I need to take a motion as well.
Sorry. Okay, I forgot you were there. No, okay. All right, go ahead.
At this time, I'll take a motion to enter into executive session for the purposes of real estate and litigation.
So moved.
All right, is there a second? I believe Councilman Allen is seconding, but he is muted.
Second.
Second.
There we go.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Councilman Allen. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, gentlemen. All right, that's unanimous.
Well, let us both move from this into our executive session.